Hello, my dear friends. I'm here to talk about CA as a career. So, who am I? I am a chartered accountant, CA Gautam Jain, who wants to enlighten you and help you with your career choices with respect to chartered accountancy. So, I've prepared a small presentation to help you out with this. So, without wasting any further time, let's just deep dive into it and understand the details about this particular course, as I mentioned, chartered accountants. So, friends, when I'm talking about the options here which are available with you after the 12th standard, whether you take up science or commerce in 12th, the options which are available in front of you, some of it, of course, are CA, CS, CWA, or maybe some people will say CMA, or maybe some people will say cost accountancy. And then you can also pursue ACCA or LLB, graduation, and once you complete your graduation, then you can also do some courses like MBA, CFA, CPA, FRM, TEMA, like that. There are few international courses, CMA as well, correct? So multiple options are available today once a student completes his 12th or maybe graduation. Now, whether a student is from commerce background or science background doesn't matter. He can always do these particular courses. Had it been the case that a student who has taken commerce and in 11th 12th and wants to shift to science field, it's not possible. But a student who has taken science in 11th 12th as the optional subjects wants to switch over to commerce field, it's always possible. So that's where I have mentioned after 12th commerce, or maybe in case you have taken science and wants to switch to this commerce field, you can always do that, right? So I'm not going to talk about all the options today in this particular video, in this particular session, but as I've mentioned, I'm going to talk about only chartered accountants, right? Why CA? Is there any specific reason one should do CA? One should do chartered accountancy? So if you could see the words of Mr. Ratan Tata, I don't think I have to introduce you to Mr. Ratan Tata. All of us know him pretty well, correct? So Ratan Tata Sahab says that I need MBA for running my business, but I need CAs to teach them how to do business, how to run that business. So you just understand the relevance, the importance of chartered accountants in business. Same way, if you just see what Mr. Modi, that means our Prime Minister, beloved and respected Prime Minister, says about chartered accountants. He says the signature of a chartered accountant is more important than the signature of a Prime Minister. Such is the importance, if you understand, of this particular profession, not just in our country, but in different countries. You might say, still, we would like to know why one should do CA, right? What are the reasons, right, that one should pursue CA? So that's where, just have a look. You may find that I've written few more reasons for you, or maybe I've elaborated on it. Like, if one wants respect in what he does, one wants respect in what he does, CA is the course for them. It's a noble profession, it's a prestigious profession, it's a prestigious course, respected by one and all. So if you're looking out for something wherein you want respect, yes, this course can help. You want money? Yes, this is quite a remunerative profession, quite a remunerative field. Impressive remuneration can be fetched here, can be earned here, right? Few people say that if you do CA, if you complete your CA, then you will not die hungry. You'll never, strive for your livelihood. You'll never have to struggle for your livelihood. Sorry, not strive, but struggle for your livelihood. If one wants to create an impact, apart from respect and money, one says that I want to create an impact in the society. I want to contribute to the economic growth, right? To the economic engine of the nation. Yes, again, this particular course can help you there. you can create that impact in the society, in the nation, right, towards the growth, economic growth of the nation. Yes, you can do that. Next, sir, all this is okay. I want respect, I want money, I want to create an impact, but is it stable? Yes, it is definitely stable. There are varied options, numerous options once you complete chartered accountancy. Rather, you will be sometimes confused as to so many options are there and as to which one shall I choose. Unlike, with due respect to other professions, but unlike the engineering or medicine field, where once you take up a particular specialization, then you have to stick to that. You do chemical engineering, then you'll have to stick to chemical engineering. It's not possible that you get into something else, right? But then once you complete chartered accountancy, a bouquet of options will be open for you. A bouquet of fields will be open for you, and you'll have to choose one, right? So what happens here is, you need not worry about stability, because there's so many options. One or the other you may definitely find to be of your interest. So stability is there, right? There's no fear of, hey, what will I do if I don't get a job? What will I do if I don't get into this? Don't worry, there are numerous options which will provide stability to you. Next, sir, I want to go abroad. So is there a chance of global career in this? Yes, of course. This can provide you a career globally. You can travel abroad. You can work abroad. Yes, even the firms out there in US, Europe, UK hire chartered accountants from India. The businesses there, not just firms. When I say service and firms, I'm talking about service industry, but also businesses which are into manufacturing, trading, they hire chartered accountants of India. Such is the mettle of of a chartered accountant. Right? So you will connect with different people when you travel abroad. You can get global opportunities and all, right? So that's where CA will be helpful. So if you understand that if you're looking out for these objectives, you're looking out for these things in your life, chartered accountancy definitely can help you, right? Now, sir, I don't know anyone who's a chartered accountant, or I've not heard of a famous CA. Can you help us with that? Who has got respect, money, stability, impact, global career? Can you just show us some faces? Yes, why not? So here it goes. You might have heard of Mr. Piyush Goyal, who's a union minister of the cabinet rank in Modi government, correct? Looking after textiles, commerce and industry, consumer affairs, food and public distribution. He's a chartered accountant. Yes, my dear friends. Then who don't know this man again? Kumar Mangalam Birla, correct? He is a chartered accountant as well. Motilal Oswal, same way Pranav Roy, right, the founder of NDTV. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, he is also a chartered accountant who's, again a stock trader and investor, doing pretty well. Now people know even Aman Gupta, who's a chartered accountant as well. He's into business, correct? He's the co-founder and the chief marketing officer of the company Boat. Namita Thapar. So don't think women are behind. There are many women who are chartered accountants and doing pretty well. She's again into business. She is the CEO of MCure Pharmaceuticals, executive director at that particular multinational pharmaceutical company. So just to name a few, I have these personalities before you, but don't think that this is the list. This is the only list. There are many. I have taken a few in front of you, right? I've taken a few to just let you know that there are famous CA personalities as well doing pretty well, right? So all this is okay, fine. We have understood that if I'm looking out for money, respect, stability, global career, right? I've seen the famous CAs as well. All that is okay. But then I have heard about, the CA course, and I'm not very comfortable with it. That means there are some rumors around. There are some myths which are around. So I would like to clarify that, my dear friends, for you. Okay. First one is like expertise in maths. If you want to do CA, you should be an expert in maths. No, nothing like it. Yes, maths is one of the subject, right? That too, application mathematics is there is one of the subject in your CA foundation, and basic mathematics is used always. The calculations are involved in different subjects like accounts, financial management, costing, right? So that is there, but it's not that you have to be an expert in trigonometry, calculus, integration and all that. No, no, that's not the case. So next, talking about extremely difficult course. No, it's not extremely difficult. Yes, it is difficult, but then if with right guidance, right approach, dedication, focus, this is not going to be difficult. So one who says it's a cakewalk, no. One who says it's extremely difficult, that's also no. Yes, difficult. That is where, see, if you put in the right efforts with the right guidance and all, obviously you will have value. If it's an easy one, everyone will do it, and do you think then you will have the value? No. So believe me, my dear friends, it's not extremely difficult. Yes, it's difficult, but then that is where it will be fetching as well. Next myth, which is around, study for 15 to 16 hours a day. No, it's not required. If you concentrate on the concepts, if you put in the right amount of attention or focus which is required while studying, it's enough. So it's again wrong to say 15 to 16 hours a day. No, regular study throughout the course is important. Daily studies, what is required to be there. You just cannot study 1 month before the examination, 2 months before the examination and get through this examination, though that's not possible, right? So 7 to 8 hours of classes, 2 to 3 hours of dedicated study is what is required on a daily basis. So roughly around, I'll say 11 to 12 hours is, yes, you need to put in because of the syllabus, because of the limitation of time, yes, but not 15 to 16 hours a day. So there's no focus on soft skills or personality development in CA course. That's what I've heard of. No, you're wrong. Rather, the institute is conducting 2 courses on soft skills and information technology, the basic one, the advanced level. So there is definitely an equal amount of importance being given to the soft skills and personality development. Once you become a chartered accountant, you will have to undergo that particular course on this personality development, right? So next, CAs manipulate financial data, earns money from illegitimate sources, they do frauds, all that. In every profession, you will find the wrong people. It's not possible that, 100% of the people in the profession is honest and are doing all the right things. Same way in CAs. So just because a few chartered accountants have done that, you cannot blame the whole of the profession here, right? Those are exceptions, and exceptions are there in every profession, correct? You might have heard of some doctor doing wrong as well. You might have heard of some engineering doing some scam as well. So maybe some fraction of, or maybe some percentage, very rare, minimal, is involved into it. But for that, you cannot just generalize it for the whole of the chartered accountants community. No fun environment at workplace. It's about interest. If you're not finding it to be interesting, obviously it will become boring. But if you start finding it interesting, if you start if you are interested, if you develop interest, obviously the workplace will be fun to work, right? No place for creativity. That's wrong. Creativity, innovation is involved in this as well. It's up to you how you take it up. If you think it's boring, it will be boring. Right? Few people will say, what is accounting? It's just post-mortem of what all transactions has happened in the business. But one will look at it as, this is the basis for my decision making. This accounting, if it's not done properly, will not help me to take decisions properly in the business. So again, that is a definitely wrong, fact, or I'll say it's a myth, right? This is only for commerce student. I don't think I have to elaborate. I've already mentioned even science students can switch. Only job is the option. No, absolutely wrong. It's not that only job is what you can do, right? My next few slides will help you with that. I'll just share. Okay, so please understand, it's not just job. You can get into your own consultancy practice. You can start your business. You can educate people. You can teach, right? So you can be a freelancer as well. Multiple options is what you have once you complete your chartered accountancy, not just job. Believe me, it's only about accounts and tax. That's also wrong. Rumor which is again spread. It's not just about accounts and tax. There are multiple things which CAs are doing now apart from accounts and tax. Yes, this being the core, no doubt about that, but then it's not that you just get specialized in these 2 subjects, right? So these were some of the myths which I thought I should address, right? So I think this might help you. Now, moving ahead, as I've told you, the opportunities which are there after completing CA is one of, is practice, consultancy, starting your own CA firm, right, and doing accounting for your client, doing audit for your client, doing some tax consultancy work for your client. Like that, you may help your clients, the businesses, client in the sense the businesses, right, and help them, comply with various laws which are there, help them do the business properly. So you can provide that smoothness to run the business, right? So you can do that like a doctor practices, right? Same way chartered accountants also practice. Then definitely you can work in some company, some firm, some consultancy firms. You may not start your own firm, you may work under someone, so you may take up employment. That means you may take up a job. So that's also available. You want to work in Reliance, you want to work in Tata. Yes, every company will have finance, accounts, tax department, compliance department where a CA is hired. So there's an opportunity there as well. So if you don't want to take a risk of starting your own practice and you say, I just want to get into employment, yes, that's there. Multinational companies will hire. Next, business. As I've said, you can do business because this is so much close to business. You as a chartered accountant will be rendering service to business. So you can yourself start a business as well. Or if you already have a family business or some business, right, you can grow that business to the next level. You can take it to the level which probably it's not possible otherwise, right? So that is again possible. Manufacturing, service industry, education, right, or trading business, any sort of business. Even I'll say practice is nothing but actually what? A business. If you start as practice as a chartered accountant, that means you're doing business. Ultimately, it's a service business which you're providing, right? Next, sir, understood this much. I want to understand now whether I have that skill set with me to do CA or not. So I want to know which skills are required to do CA. So here there are a few which I would like to mention. Few are common for all professions. See, discipline, diligence, hardworking. This is required in every profession, not just CA. But if you want to do engineering, you want to do medicine, right? You want to get into LLB, anything, you need that discipline, diligence, and hard work. Time management, one should be good at that. Conceptual understanding, communication and networking skills, perseverance, right? That killing attitude, will not quit unless it is completed. Always have that enthusiasm and eager to learn. Focus on basics and fundamentals, because if you don't do that, you will not become an expert. So these are some few skills which are common for all professions. If you want to do good in some profession, in any profession, these skills are definitely required. And then you could see the last four which I've put it in different color. Maybe I'll say specifically required for a chartered accountant, or a student who want to do CA. He needs to have that. A head for numbers, correct? You should have that love and enthu for numbers, playing with numbers. Ability to accept failures, because you might have heard of that there are, there's a less passing percentage. It's not that easy to clear CA, and that's right, because the passing percentage is less compared to the other professions. So you should have that ability to accept failures and learn from it and work on it and then get through, right? This is required. Average intelligence. I'm not talking about super intelligent. Average intelligence with the other qualities will definitely help you there. You should have that analytical brain, analytical skills, analyzing things. That's very much required in this particular course, right, my dear friends? So these are few skills which one should have, or one should develop if he wants to become a good chartered accountant, or if he wants to become a chartered accountant, right? Okay, sir. So we understood what are the options available after 12 science or commerce. We understood the reasons why one should do CA, or what objective. If a person has some objectives, right, like respect, money and all, then he can do CA, or he should do CA. Then we got to know the myths about CA, we got to know the famous personalities, we got to know what are the opportunities available, we got to know the skill set required. Now, yes sir, I just want to get into this. So can you help us with the course in brief, basically? Yes, why not? So I have placed before you, if you could see the course, but may not be readable, I think so, because I have tried to cover in one slide the full course at a glance. So I'll just help you out. You can just listen to me and maybe read from the slide if possible. Provisionally, you can register after 12th, after 10th exams itself. So once you complete your 10th, you can provisionally register with Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, that is ICAI, okay, which is situated at New Delhi and have their branches, regional offices at various places. Okay, so provisionally register. Provisional, that means it's not confirmed registration. And then once you appear for 12th examination and get through, then obviously that particular registration gets confirmed. Once you complete your 12th exams, or once you appear for your 12th exam, you can write CA Foundation examination. Once you clear that, then you get into the CA Intermediate course. Then once you complete one of the groups of CA Inter, you can go for your articleship. For 3 years, you have to work in a CA firm under a chartered accountant, gain practical exposure. And in the last 6 months of your articleship training, you're eligible to appear for CA final examination. And in between, you have to do some 2 courses, as I've told you, IT and soft skill training, advanced IT and soft skill training program. This is how it goes. It's in short, if I have to tell you, if you want to pursue CA after 12th, then you'll have CA Foundation, CA Inter, you'll have internship with a CA firm or CA for 3 years, and CA final. If you're pursuing it after graduation, okay, then there's no need of CA Foundation. Directly you're eligible for CA Inter, okay, and along with CA Inter, you'll have your articleship in a CA firm again for 3 years, and then last 6 months of your articleship, you can write CA final exams, okay. And as I've told you, IT and soft skill training program is mandatory under both the options. If you're going for the first option, that is you're pursuing after 12th, then you can register before 12th itself. That is, after completing 10th examination, you can provisionally get yourself registered and get books and start preparing for it. You don't have to wait till 12th examination, right? Further, if I have to take an example and explain you this, so here is the roadmap before all of you. Let us say that you are a 12th student and you will be writing your 12th examination in March 2022. Then you can enroll provisionally, okay, and start attending classes from December onwards. December to March, you can study, right, attend classes, write the practice all, okay. Once you do that, then April month, you can do revision and write grand mock test, getting an idea about exactly how the examination goes, right? Then meanwhile, your 12th results also will be announced and you will clear your 12th, and then you'll write your CA Foundation examination in May or June 2022. The results for the same will be announced in July 2022. So in between the break, you can get guidance for CA Inter. Once you have cleared both the groups of CA Inter, then you are eligible for articleship. But before that, you'll have to undergo that IT and soft skills training program. And once you complete that and you go for articleship, 3 years of your articleship, then again, as I've told you, last 6 months, you can write your CA final examination. And along with that, you'll have to complete your advanced IT and soft skill training program as well. And once you complete your CA final examination in June 2026, then results are announced in somewhere July or August 2026. So you start, let's say, your CA journey from December 2021 and you end it in like August 2026. So this is how roughly you can say, like, what, around 4.5 to 5 years of time is what you need to spend, okay. Right from your 12th standard, you can start 12th standard, mid of the 12th you can start, and then maybe 4.5 years. So after 12th, I'll say 4 years is what is required to complete this course, okay. So this is just an example you can go through and will help you to decide things further. Now, so what are the subjects which are there in the CA course? So if you have to share that, then what will it be? So here are those subjects which you will cover in CA Foundation, CA Inter, CA Final, okay, all the 3 levels. Accountancy is one, taxation, whether it is direct taxation, indirect taxation, that is income tax, GST, company law, Indian Partnership Act, right, like that, FEMA, foreign exchange management law, so business and corporate laws, Financial management, finance, cost and management accounting, right? Audit, information tech, yes, audit, verification, information technology is also one of the subjects in your CA inter level, because without IT nothing will work today, right? Technology is an integral part of one's life. Strategic management, economics, mathematics, as I've told you, application, applied mathematics, statistics, logical reasoning, economics, business and commercial knowledge, business and communication reporting. Like that, you have few subjects which you'll be studying, right? But these few subjects are like oceans in themselves, and based on your interest, you can pursue any particular subject, any particular field, and become an expert in that once you complete Chartered Accountancy. So after understanding these subjects throughout your CA curriculum, you will get an opportunity, you will get the idea about it, and because you'll be working practically also in CA firm, then you can know exactly where your interest lies and choose that particular field once you complete CA, right? Sir, what about examination and passing criteria? So if I have to tell you, generally 3 hours examination duration is there. Why I'm saying 3 hours generally? Because CA foundation 2 papers are of 2 hours and final 1 paper is of 4 hours. Otherwise all the papers are of 3 hours duration. Normally it's a subjective type examination pattern, but then why I'm saying generally here again is in CA foundation 2 papers are objective based. Okay, and normally it's not an open book examination except for CA final 1 paper 4 hours, which is an open book examination, right? Then with respect to the passing criteria, one has to understand that 40% marks should be scored in each paper with 50% in aggregate. So overall 50%, but each paper minimum 40% marks has to be scored. That is where he'll be said to be passed. Okay. Now, if I take an example, let's say for this, with respect to CA foundation course, suppose there is a student A who has scored in accounts 40 marks, in law also 40, maths also 40, and economics also 40. 4 papers are there. Okay. So every paper 40. Also, sir, minimum 40 in each paper you said. So he has cleared the CA foundation examination. No, because the total is 160, which means 160 out of 400, that becomes 40%, and he is not qualified. So that means what? He's failed. He's failed this examination. Please understand, my dear friends. Okay. So because 50% criteria is not met, and that's where it's not possible, right? Next, case 2. Okay, take the student B here. Again, if you see 60, 40, 50, 45, but total is 195. So 40 and above marks, but then total is 195. So again failed. C, 70, 60, 60, but then 35 in one particular paper, right? That's where, though total is 225, that means it's more than 50%, but then one paper he couldn't score 40, right? Minimum 40. So that's where failed again. Take the case of D, 50, 50, 50, right? So 40 plus in each paper, and overall the total is 200, that means 50% marks. So both the criteria are met. Each paper 40%, minimum 40%, and overall 50%. Same way, if you just take the case of E, was scored 40 plus in every paper and 200 plus in, 200 plus overall, that means in totality. So that's where he has also qualified for the examination. He has passed the examination, right? I hope this will make things clear for you. Now you'll say, sir, if objective type paper is there, like you said, CA foundation 2 papers, which are those? Maths and economics are objective type questions, wherein you have some negative marking as well, 0.25 negative marking there. Those details we can always get through, right? We can always know once you decide to do this particular course, right? I hope you're able to follow me and able to understand, right? Now, the last thing which I would like to take up in this is, because you got an idea about the course, passing criteria, the subjects involved, right? The skill set required, the overall roadmap, you got an idea, right? Now, still there are a few questions which are frequently asked. So I wanted to cover it separately. Generally, after the discussion which we had, people ask me this question, sir, what is ICAI? That's a statutory body established under a separate act called as Chartered Accountants Act. Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI, right? It's a statutory body. That means it's a body set up under a separate statute, separate law called as Chartered Accountants Act. which regulates, which controls, which decides the mechanism of the CA course. So one has to register with ICAI. If he wants to do CA, he has to register there and then take coaching separately. They also provide coaching, ICAI also provides, but it's optional. If you don't want to take coaching with ICAI, you can always join separately the private classes, the coaching classes, and undergo coaching there, study, and then write the examination. The examinations which are there are conducted by ICAI. Okay, I'm not talking about the regular tests which are conducted by the coaching academies. I'm talking about the final examination, right? If you just go back to my previous slides, I've written as well. See, CA foundation examination, ICAI CA foundation exam, same way ICAI CA inter examination, ICAI CA final examination. So we'll have to write, a student has to appear for those examinations conducted by ICAI to be qualified as a chartered accountant. Okay, so registration has to be done with ICAI for sure, but then classes and all can be done with the private coaching centers. Next, is there a college for doing CA? No, not at all. There's no college, no, as I've said, ICAI doesn't have any college sort of system. If you want to go for classes with them, you can. Otherwise, you can join private coaching classes as well, right? Yes. Then, how much time duration? I've already told you, after 12th is 4 years, and if I include that coaching period or preparation period of 12th, so 4.5 years is roughly taken, minimum. If one doesn't get through the examination, then he might take more time, but this much time is anyways required. Sir, is doing graduation mandatory? If I'm doing CA, shall I do BCom as well, BBA as well, some graduation as well? It's not mandatory, but one to be on the safer side should do it, because who knows, if a student doesn't complete his chartered accountancy for any reason, then at least graduation degree will be there. Secondly, I would say, if you want to pursue MBA, let's say after CA, you must be a graduate, or some other courses you want to pursue and graduation is the criteria there, eligibility criteria, then you will be in soup. So better do graduation. Sir, but will it be possible doing CA and graduation, plus if now I am into articleship, then working in a CA firm as well, all these three? Yes, believe me, it's possible. People are doing it. And when you do graduation, obviously the subjects which are there in your graduation stream are mostly the ones which are covered in your CA. So don't worry about that. Rather, the level will be very less in graduation. The application orientation is very less compared to what is there in chartered accountancy. Right. Next, which stream in graduation is preferred? As I've said, maybe you can do BCom taxation, BCom honors, anything is okay. It's up to you. If you ask me personally, I would say simple BCom is enough. BCom general is enough. No need to get into those specializations in BCom, because anyways you are doing some course, some profession which is like pretty decent, correct? Next, so can we do courses like CA, CMA along with CA? Yes, that's possible. Once you complete your graduation, or along with graduation, CA people do CS, CMA as well. So it's up to one's ability. I would say, personally, if you ask me again, I would say first complete your graduation, then along with CA you pursue CS, CWA as well. It's up to you. There are a few formalities like intimating to the institute, and you can pursue that. Sir, shall I do MBA, or should I do, or is it required to do MBA, LLB, CEPA, CFA, or any other specialization course after completing the CA? So as such, it's not compulsory. It's up to one's interest and the what do you say, subject which he take up, the field which he takes up will decide. Suppose a person who wants to choose finance as his career. Now he wants to get specialization in finance, though he has done chartered accountancy, but ye dil mange more. So is it possible? Is it possible to pursue CFA, or shall he do CFA? Yes, it is advisable. Next, sir, is it expensive to do CA? No, not at all. 1.5 to 2 lakhs, I'll say, is the complete cost, complete investment which you'll have to make to do this course. And when you do your internship, you get some stipend as well. So if you subtract that, okay, 1.5 2 lakhs which you'll be paying for the various registrations and classes and examination, and then you get something in return as well for doing your internship, so that you can subtract, and overall probably you'll find that the cost is negligible. The investment, the fee which you'll have to pay, the amount which you'll have to spend is negligible. Sir, any scholarships available? Yes, I say comes up with different scholarship schemes, so one can find out the details. We can also help there. Next, then is trainee paid any salary for the internship? As I've told you, yes, he gets some stipend, not salary but stipend. Okay, he's not into employment, he's into internship, apprenticeship, so he gets some stipend. Sir, that internship can be dummy, just register and don't work. No, that's not advisable. You can do that, but that's unlawful, that's illegal, and it will not help you as well, because if you don't get that practical exposure, you will not become a deserving chartered accountant. You may become a chartered accountant but not deserving, and you'll have to struggle a lot in initial phase of your career. So it's never advisable to go for dummy internship. Okay, and if caught by ICI, then you will be punished as well. Sir, what if I don't complete CA final? There's still scope. There's a lot of work for semi-qualified chartered accountants as well. Okay, there is provisional registration possible. I've answered this. Pros and cons. There are different pros and cons which we can separately cover, right? So, any further queries? Most welcome. Lastly, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you all.